Hi everyone, I'm Thornton from Firechild Shamanism. It's been a while since I've written a blog, and there's a good reason for that. I've had an eye complaint for a while now, which has meant that I've not been able to look at the computer screen for very long. And so I thought it was high time I did another video blog. Now, why am I doing this? Why am I speaking now? Well, this is the first time I've dared go out and actually drive myself for about the past 6 weeks. So if I can drive a car, I can talk to you guys. And you know, this condition with my eye has really brought some massive lessons. And there are some lessons I want to share with you. One of the first ones is to not be sucked into taking the really obvious solution for everything. So many friends of mine in spiritual and energetic circles, when they knew I had an eye complaint, were saying things like, Taz, what is it that you're not seeing? What is it that you need to open your eyes and experience? And I fell into that too. Oh, Spirit are giving me a gift. It's a teaching. There's something I'm not seeing. And you know, the one thing I wasn't seeing when I sat with this for a while is that I wasn't seeing any further than this. And that's what that solution was. That was so easy. It's a just off-the-shelf diagnosis for anyone with an eye complaint. You know, in the same way that if you have something going wrong with one of your knees, oh, you must be running in the wrong direction, slow down, you need to stop. Yeah, it could be all of those things, but it doesn't always have to be one of those things. So that was the first teaching. Don't just pluck an off-the-shelf diagnosis. Dig down a bit. Really do your work. Sit with it. If you're a healer, if you work with other people, even if you're just working on your own energetic development, just slow down. And instead of plucking a solution from here, sit with your spirits. Sit with the universe and ask. Be prepared to tune into the spirit of your healthy body and ask what it needs to stay healthy. Second thing, focus. Focus on what you need to be doing. Now, it's very, very easy for any of us to be pulled in so many directions in this world to make sure that we're ticking all those boxes that we need to tick all the time. And, you know, one of the things I teach in shamanism is something that one of my teachers, Chris Luttershaw, drummed into us. First, attention. Pay attention. Give whatever you're doing 100% of your attention. We're so used to multitasking in this Western world that we forget that if we're doing several things at once, we're not actually giving anything 100% of our attention. Now, when I'm not doing my shamanic work, if I'm not teaching, if I'm not channeling shamanic crafts, I'm helping my wife with a PR and marketing business, which means there's a lot of screen time, there's a lot of social media. One of the issues with this eye condition is it makes you horribly photosensitive. So I went from being able to just say, I'll help with that, I'll help with that, I'll stop what I'm doing, I'll stop what Spirit wants me to do and help you out with that. It's what you do in a partnership, isn't it? When you care for someone, you want to help them out. This stopped me doing it. I was too photosensitive to sit and look at a computer screen for anything more than a few minutes at a time. So that stopped me. Right, you might think, well, in that case, you can get on with her shamanic craft work. She can get on with writing some more of a book. Well, can't type more of my book. I could dictate it, but then I've got to type it out later or use dictation software, but that's another story for me. Not a good one. I could handwrite it. Then I've still got to transcribe it. But the other thing this condition does, as well as making me photosensitive, it meant I couldn't look at any close-up work. So I couldn't sit and handwrite anything properly, and I couldn't go to my beloved craft studio and just connect with Spirit and channel stuff. That's what I would normally do if I was trying to work something out. Obviously meditation and journey work, but I'd also get my ass to my shamanic craft studio. I'd sit there, I'd go into the journey state, and I'd start channeling whatever crafts came. Couldn't do that. I've got a stack of commissions from people who want me to make drums for them, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. But I can't see to paint the detail work. It's been difficult. What's this one thing though? Coming back to focus. pun intended. Yeah, let's have the pun. Focus eyes, we'll go with it. The only real thing that I was able to do in terms of the work that I do with this eye complaint was connect to spirit and journey. Lights dimmed everywhere, can't have bright lights, and just journey and dream and see what's needed. And that's how I came to the conclusion that this wasn't about something I'm not seeing. Some of it absolutely was to do with clearing some energy from stuff going on the last time. The one other time I've had this complaint, way back in 2001. So there was some energy to clear from that time, which I did. But it's also, the message was in stopping. And here's the other kind of straight off the shelf diagnosis people were giving me. You need to stop doing the PR work and just do your spiritual work. And of course that's not the case either, because if they'd bothered to sit and talk to me, they'd realise that this was stopping me from exercising the creative side of my shamanic work too. So sit and wait and just do the work. And that's what I've been able to do. That's the real gift. The absolute gift in this condition is for the past 6 weeks or so now, I've been able to just sit and spend time connecting with spirit. One of the biggest frustrations has been that I'm a natural fixer. If someone needs help with something, I want to help. If it's someone I care about, I want to get in there and help them do it. Couldn't do that. Haven't been able to step in and help my wife when she needs an extra hand with some of the technical work. One of our freelance staff members dropped off this a few weeks back. I couldn't step in and fill that void because, again, I couldn't look at the glare. So there's been a big lesson for me in letting go as well, and realising that if somebody needs help, it doesn't always have to be me. Even if I'm the obvious one, if I'm the one in the room, it doesn't always need to be me. And sometimes, in always offering assistance, you're actually disabling the other person. So how are they going to learn? How are they going to expand and grow if you're always stepping in there to do it for them? And lesson number 3, and here's another eye-related. Should it be a pun? Is it a pun? Is it turn of phrase? Vision. Vision. The skies have gone a bit dark here. It's raining, so I'll take these off for the last bit. Make sure the vision you're following is actually your vision. And even if you've been looking to manifest something for years and years and years and sitting and calling it, and then something drops into your lap that looks perfect, checking to see how it feels as well. Your vision might not be somebody else's vision. It's very, very easy when we want something to make our vision fit someone else's. A dear friend of mine talks about her ability to fill in the gaps. So if there's a relationship she's in, or a job she's in, or something she's doing, and it might not be perfect, she wants it to be perfect so desperately that she'll just fill in the gaps for herself and learn, and believe her own story to make something fit, to make it perfect. And it's really easy in this get it now world to make things fit. So just be really, really careful with your vision. Really, if you have a vision that you want to create, something that you want to manifest, just be sure that if something drops into your lap or is put in front of you, you don't always have to grab the first one. I was saying this to another one of my friends, one of my shamanic students, a few days back. Just because something is offered, it doesn't mean it's the thing. Be aware of, some of you might be familiar with phrases like coyote medicine, with things being put in your path by some trickster energy, something to just check that you're actually on track, that you're following your dream and not allowing it to veer off and grab the next big shiny thing. Trickster energy, a lot of people give it a bad press, but my goodness, I think it brings some of the best teachings ever. So recently we've had an opportunity presented to us, and on paper it would fit some of the things that we've been trying to manifest for years, but it doesn't feel right in here and in here. So just because the physical shape fits the vision, if the energy doesn't fit as well, it's probably not the right one. So just keep checking in. Keep checking in. This is an opportunity. Is it my opportunity? If I go for this opportunity, might have been missing one over there that really feels right. And there's no right or wrong in this, guys. There's a massive, massive grey area. Nobody's going to tell you this is absolutely the right thing for you to do. Well, actually, people will tell you it's the right thing for you to do, but you're the only one who absolutely knows if it's going to be right for you. You're the only one who can check in with your spirits, with your higher self, and say, is this for me? So, check your vision. Have those dreams. Set about manifesting them and creating those dreams and making them real. Breathe life into them. But don't make them fit. Don't make them fit so that you can say, I manifested that. It might turn out perfectly. But in making something fit, in forcing, a square peg into the proverbial round hole, you might be just missing that perfect fit that's just down the road. So just make sure that your vision is actually your vision and not something you've made fit or somebody else's vision for you that you've accepted. Always check in. And just on that point of checking in, if you do work with spirit, if you do follow a shamanic path as I do, if you journey and speak to your guides, make sure that's real too. Keep that as real as you can. And be aware of creating advice in your head because you want something so badly, and then saying that's come from your guides. If something has come from your spirits and you trust them, yeah, fine, go for it. Listen, take that advice on board. But just be aware of that tricky element where we can want something in our heads, we can wish for something so badly, or our ego wants something so badly that we make everything else fit, whether that's the shape of the vision or where the advice has come from. Be as authentic and as true as you can, and nobody else can answer that for you. And it comes back to the same old thing, same old, same old. Make sure you're living your life for you. Make sure the vision is yours. Make sure you're focused on what you want, on what your dreams, and not on what you think you should want or what somebody else wants for you. Anyway, ticking on. Better get driving again. Time to put the dark glasses back on. And I will speak to you again soon. I'm sure. I promise I will. Until next time, walk in truth and beauty. Lots of love.